I would love it if anybody wanted to share their experience with the group and just share what you kind of maybe, I don't know, just kind of the whole feeling of it or, yeah, anyone? It's hard to see.
I'll try and put it into words.
Yeah.
So I have a meditation practice, and in meditation practice, we like deactivate the mind to come into a state of expansion and realize our potential and this limitlessness is kind of what we feel, right? But this experience kept my mind in an active state rather than deactivating it, and got me to that same, oh my God, place of expansion and limitless by like breaking the patterns of the mind and what you think is going to happen, and it broke all the patterns, and it led me to that same place that you get in meditation, was that infinite space of possibility and limitlessness. It was beautiful. Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you. What was your name? I can't see.
Jamise.
Hey, Jamise. That's wonderful. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Who else out there? Yeah.
With who? With my
What's your name, by the way?
oh yeah, Timothea.
Hi.
Hi. With my eyes closed, just kind of tripping, journeying with the music. There's places in the body where I have chronic pain, nerve pain, but I really felt it neurologically working with that area, and it was most interesting, both the body sensations and then just the journey, the inner journey. So I appreciated it, and my eyes were closed, and then at times I'd look at the color and it would merge in a certain way. A lot of it's hard to talk about, but that's what's up to share. Thank you.
Thank you. That's, I mean, music is, it's physical. It is physical. It's vibrations, it's sound waves that are moving through this room and through our bodies, physical vibrations. If, you know, it's interesting, I always think about sound and the phenomenon of sound. It's physiological, it's psychological impact and phenomena of it, where, you know, if none of us were in this room and we were to play a recording of that on the speakers, but none of us were here, like what would it sound like in this room? Well, if none of us were here, it would be absolutely silent with the speakers playing. Now, to be sure, there's sound waves bouncing all over this incredible space, but the music as we perceive it is only in our minds, in our brains. And by the way, there's a lot of science behind music triggering the most primitive parts of our brain, the amygdala, the hippocampus. These are motion sensors. These are emotional centers. These are, when we were, you know, back on the plains in the savannah, we were, you know, we heard something, we would either have to run away from it or run towards it. And so it's directly connected to our motion, our sense of motion, and that's what rhythm is in music, right? It's motion. And it's, I don't think it's any coincidence. It's kind of interesting that the smallest muscles in our body are in the ear. The largest muscles are right here. One triggers the other one. Movement. I always find it interesting. Anyway. Okay. Yeah.
I paint, and a painting that I just started was like that image of the electrons. I mean, uncannily. And I'd be interested just to show you on my iPhone, because it was very amazing to see that up there.
I don't think it's any coincidence. It's
no.
it's just a way of thinking that's just very transformative. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Who else? I saw a hand here, I think.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey. The music basically took over my physical state. So when you were playing certain notes, my stomach turned. When you slowed down, my whole body just let go. By the end of it, I needed a drink of water so bad. It took me everything to get through it without getting up and getting water. So I think,
Me too.
yeah, I'm sure. What was really interesting is I think the name of my new company like popped in my head at the end of the whole thing.
Is that right?
Yeah, we've been trying to think of a name, and
Yeah.
for some reason, I was not thinking about anything. I was pretty in tune with the music and the journey, and that just popped in my head last time. Actually, I went to that field, and I just popped right up. So it was pretty cool. Thought I'd tell you.
I don't know if you know, but when you bought a ticket, I get 10% of that company.
Yeah, it was in the contract. Yeah, terms.
Read the
Damn terms.
Same.
But yeah, overall, I think it's amazing how the music can guide the physical state. And I felt it before, and then going back and forth from eyes closed to the visuals, just kind of just with you the whole time. And until it was over, it was like whoa. Yeah.
Wow, thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. Yeah.
So I want to speak to
Let's wait for the mic. 1 second. Here, over here in the front. Yeah.
I'd really like to respond to that. So the first time I heard you at the Soho House a few weeks ago, oh my God, it was a very small space and you gave it to us, man. And we were all crying. No, I don't think anyone wasn't crying. And this concert was so different. And it was, you were starting and stopping and anguished and giving and wanting and, building. And this thirsty thing that you said, it's like, I'm insatiable now. And it's like, come on, please don't stop, please don't stop. And it was such a different concert that came through you. And beautiful.
You saying this one versus the
beautiful.
last time?
Yeah, man, I can't believe the scope of play, the play of consciousness and creation that was coming through, and it kept building to wanting more. The other concert, it just was, man. I mean, and this one was beautiful in that there was that thirst, that thirsty wanting more, and it was, I think, an aspect of creation that is never done, and always wanting and yearning, and it was beautiful. Beautiful. So please play more.
Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Maybe one thing I'm not sure if I was clear about, was part of the whole notion of uncertainty and acting as a metaphor for this kind of uncertainty notion of the universe and our existence is the entire piece is something I call real-time composition. I wrote about it a little in the program notes. Excuse me. So the entire piece is improvised start to finish. And I don't know, like walking in here, I didn't know what I was going to play. So that's why it was, as Prudence said, it was different a couple weeks ago than this one. So they're always different. They're kind of like mandalas in a Tibetan kind of context. They're beautiful and then they kind of disappear. So except for tonight, we did record it. So yeah, right in the back there.
Hi, my name is Blair. Thank you so much, Murray. It was transportive. I noticed that when you started, and I looked at the screen and the images on of the screen, I looked at them fairly dispassionately and sort of objectively and literally in my head. And then when I allowed my eyes to unfocus and see double, it helped me tune in to the Heisenberg uncertaintiness of it all, of allowing the idea of something to appear in two places at once, because I was seeing two up there, and that allowed me to get out of my literal and dispassionate head into a more imaginative and far off quantum physics, special relativity type frame of mind, and that allowed me to tune in even deeper on a level that I think my normal literal mind wouldn't have allowed. So that was beautiful, and that really took me places. Thank you.
Thank you, Blair. It's interesting. I know myself as well. We go to a concert, whatever concert is, where the mind, the brain, it wants to be so critical. It's like listening. Is it good? Is it not good? Is it what do I like it? Do I not like it? And then I think with this, there's an opportunity to kind of let that part of our brains go, and then it kind of does happen. I mean, even when I go back and listen to it, I'm actually purposely listening critically, and then to improve myself. And then at some point, I'm like, wait, what just happened? So it's I enjoy listening to music from that place that you described. I should mention in terms of the visuals, there were kind of two halves that you feel, kind of like the more calm color fields, and then moving to more of the movement. And I want to acknowledge and thank Travis. Where are you? There you are. So Travis is kind of our video artist and did all of the, in real time, live to my playing. He mixed all the second half of the... So that was quite talk about deep listening. He had to focus on what I was doing without even being able to see kind of my hands because it's my back. So great job, Travis. What else we got? Yeah, right here.
Thank you so much for that. There's a lot to be said, but it's hard for me to find the words. I'm a pianist and composer as well, and I'm completely moved by your fearlessness to let your spirit guide the journey. You were standing up and you were moving around and you were allowing your spirit to do that. And a lot of times artists or entrepreneurs or all of us in society are always stuck in the brain and in this control that we need to do things and we need to do things to please others. And your touch and the tonality of the music was fearless, and I appreciate that. It was magnificent, really. Thank you so much.
That means a lot. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Half the credit goes to Steinway. The piano, anyone can sit here. It was an amazing. So thank you, Steinway, for providing the piano, by the way. Who else we got? Yeah.
That was a very beautiful performance. Thank you. Would you talk a little bit about the phenomenon of when you kind of come back to being observer, and if that happens during the performance, and how you reconnect to absorb? Is there a trick or is it just sort of like you accept it and go back in, or what is that like for you?
Mm. I'm trying to experience it, like when I'm at the piano. And imagine two notes and there's a space between them, but you can't actually hear the space or feel the space because they're both sounding. And there's a place to play inside of that, kind of like a surfer might, on the waves. There's two waves, you kind of find your groove on it. And part of what I'm going for is I'm trying to surf on these sound vibrations. And so I kind of build up a momentum and a rhythm, and then I try to kind of get in there and find the groove of it. And sometimes it pops me out. I think the best metaphor would be surfing. And you can imagine that you get kicked off and then you kind of get back on. Here it's a little faster to get back on. You don't have to wait to the next wave. You can kind of jump back into it. But you definitely get kicked out every now and then. It's ruthless. Yeah. Thanks. Good question. Yeah.
Hey, Murray, it's Heidi. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Two things. One is a thank you, because I bought a piano about 6 years ago. I don't play. And before I write every day, I've been working on a book for a while, I get on the piano. And people say to me, they come in my house, they go, oh, you play piano? And I go, no. But I do every day. and it really shifts my consciousness to a place where I can write from. And I never understood why, so I got it tonight, you know, and thank you. And the other thing is, just had the heat, intense heat from this performance, this meditation, this whole piece, and it's still working, you know? It's still working. It's sort of like I feel like I'm in a sauna almost, and it's just stuff is releasing. So it felt like almost a visit to my favorite energetic healer. Thanks.
Thanks, Heidi. Who else? Is your hand up? Okay, Leslie. Yes. She's like half up. I'm like, what is that? If you're in an auction house.
Hi, I'm going to try to explain with my French accent, so I'm sorry if you don't understand. The whole experience for me, I feel like the human being or the brain is like a big box of like blocks of colors. It's like every colors, every shape, everything. It's all mixed in a big box or brain, us as a person and as a soul, as what we are every day. And I felt like the music, well, it's waves actually. It's like the waves were like shaking everything, like the big box that is so messy or too strictly organized, which is us in real life. And the waves were just moving everything, and I felt like some blocks were popping up, like, oh, I didn't think about that, or oh, I have a great idea, like you with your company and the name or other things. And it makes me realize I don't think that's ideas or like those ideas are like coming up or just like being creating at the same time in the brain. I think it's deep inside of us and it's already there, but the music just helps us to just see clearly. And the fact that we're kind of meditating, we're opening the doors to just see it. And I feel like the pictures, everyone has a different experience, and it reminds me of the dress. I mean, everyone saw the dress this week. It's fucking gold or black or white, who cares? It's whatever you choose it to be. And I felt like today, it could have been anything. It was just helping us to accept the way we perceive life, and it doesn't matter what's the result, but as long as we're like in peace with that. I don't know, that was my feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I think this idea of discovery, as we
Yes.
talked about, right? Like it's there.
It is. It's just a matter of opening ourselves to it. And the music, the meditation, the pictures where it's nothing specific helps. So it's like there is no barriers, no ideas, or not like we're not saying, oh, this has to be like this. It's the way it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're always specific. I'll be at a certain time, a certain
Yeah.
place. I have my meeting here. I'm on my email. Everything's specific. It's like enough with the specific. It's like
Exactly.
open up to non-specificity and something different by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any other thoughts on creativity, creative thoughts, or things that kind of you had a breakthrough on maybe? Yeah, in front here.
So Murray, since you're such a big entrepreneur, I've just recently met you. Maybe I'd like to talk to you a little bit about creating a company, creating sound drugs.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Thank you. I've never done any drugs, but this was good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Have you had the inclination or opportunity to see how this type of performance, kind of stemming off of what the woman over there shared, how it impacts people who truly need to heal in some sort of like physical or emotional way? We're all, probably, I would assume, healthy people, but obviously people deal with a lot of crazy maladies and chronic conditions. And have you ever experimented with that, or?
First thing I would say is I think we all need to heal physically and emotionally, and it's all tied together. It's done wonders for me personally. I had a deep loss in my life of my little sister, and so I healed myself through music, just as a form of expression. So there's no question helped me. I can't speak to other people. I don't scientifically kind of put people in a room and hook them up to machines, but I do hear a lot of positive things, and as I think a lot of music does, and it's a way of kind of tapping into whether it's emotions or whether it's something physical, which is many times tied to that. So yeah, thank you. Anyone else? All right, well, I want to thank everyone for being part of tonight. It truly was a co-creation. When I'm here, I feel the room, I feel everyone in the room, and what comes out is a direct relationship with that. So thanks again, thank you again to Travis, thank you, Chris, thanks to the whole cross-campus team, and thank you again, thank you.